sorry, ladies and gentlemen. You got me in mid-chew. I don't know why I took another bite, John.
I did give you the countdown.
I told you, I'm the one who told you I was ready. You give me a countdown, and I take another bite. But anyway, we're back. 4:30 left in warm-ups. Boys are on the court. Your Boyertown Bears are playing host to the Mustangs of Governor Mifflin from the Berks County League, old stomping grounds of the Boyertown team. Is that correct, John?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a cross-conference game in this holiday classic. So we'll see what the boys can do. We're expecting a good one tonight.
We are, and we'd be remiss to not mention at first the late Governor Mifflin boys basketball coach Kyle Conrad, who recently passed away from the long bout with cancer. Kyle was a college buddy of mine. Actually went to college with him. He was a 1,000-point scorer at Mifflin. He was a 1,000-point scorer at Elizabethtown when I, would see him at, in college there play, and was at his service a couple months ago. And what really struck me was the videos that they played of basketball players, but really a lot of Governor Mifflin athletes, like even non-basketball players, even like players who had graduated, just came on the video, and we're talking about how much Coach Conrad meant to them, and how much he had just affected their lives, and was just all about learning and teaching. And rarely do you see a high school team have to go through something like that, losing your head coach before your season. So. But these Mifflin boys, who I think are struggling a little bit right now with their record, I'm sure that they're going to have a different perspective on life and basketball after this season, which is, kind of the final lesson that Coach Conrad could have given his team. So we are remembering him tonight and hoping that the Boyertown boys can still light it up like they did last night in a big win over Avon Grove and keep going in the right direction, as their record now sits at 7-1, Jim.
It does, and lighting it up, it's no surprise that at the top of that list was Jake Kapp, who is having a stellar senior season so far for the Boyertown Bears. If I go back in my book, I think he ended the game with 28, 19 of those in the first half. And as we've seen in a lot of these games, John, the three-point shooting has just been on for the Bears so far this year.
And really, they are a team certainly that works out to in, meaning that they're going to take those three-pointers early, and if they're able to hit them, that just opens up the entire lane, the entire driving lanes that you would get in their half-court set for them. They really don't work it the other way. They don't go inside first and then try to go outside. So once again, you're going to look for them to hit those outside shots early, and if they're able to, it's going to hopefully just kind of open up all the different options that they do have. And once Cap and Ward are able to get to the bucket, that's going to open up Black out there for three-pointers. Tinney's been known to take his fair share. We saw Braden Johnson the other night make a couple. So really, this is a team that, has 4 or 5 guys that can shoot the ball on the floor at any time, and that's always so tough for a defense to defend.
And we'll see what they can do here. We're going to have starting lineups and do the anthem, and we'll be back here for the tip in 1 minute and 10 seconds, plus lineups and anthems on the NFHS Network. Just about ready for tip here in Boyertown for the final game of the Holiday Classic. Your Bears of Boyertown taking on the Mustangs of Governor Mifflin. John, good thing about some school districts around here. Governor Mifflin, in honor of, obviously, Governor Mifflin. He was the first governor of the state of Pennsylvania. Owen J. Roberts. I think we discussed that previously. He was a Supreme Court Justice. Mm-hmm. So a couple schools with some decent history.
But here's what for some reason I Googled Owen J. the other week. He wasn't from Pottstown, was he?
I think he was.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought I saw he was from Philadelphia. I'm like, why do we name our school after him? I don't know.
Maybe we'll research that a little bit more.
Okay.
I'm sure Conrad Weiser is someone important too.
I am sure.
Looks like we're going to put some time back on the clock.
Oh, you're missing Daniel Boone, Jim.
Obviously. Forgot about him. Let's see if we can think of some more as we go through the game. Quick entry pass. And right off the bat, Richard Black making his long length redundant statement of the night, known to Governor Mifflin with that block.
And Mifflin always does a nice job with the screens they set. They're always such a physical team, so it's going to be a good challenge for Boyertown tonight and how they attack this offense defensively and the sets that they show. Looks like right now they're going to go 2-3 against it.
John, what do we notice different about the 2-3?
We have Tinney up top here and Cap down low. Wonder if that was just because of the set they were in or if that's something that is a decision by the staff.
We'll pay attention to that, and regardless of what it was for, it worked because they got a turnover. Long three from Zach Ward. And just like we've said at the beginning of many a Boyertown boys game, that's the way they wanted to start. 3-pointer from Zach Ward.
You see Coach Roble over there just like, how do we let this happen? You know that they're watching last night's game and saying, all right, these are the guys you want to stop. Can't let Ward open like that, and I'm sure that Coach Roble's going to fix that up.
Long 3-pointer from Governor Mifflin themselves. That's no good. No one in a white shirt on the block. Doesn't make a difference. Second chance opportunity. Tinney's going to get it. And there's Richard Black in the corner. 2 for 2. 3-pointers for Boyertown. 6-0 lead. And Governor Mifflin's taking a timeout 70 seconds into the game.
You know, you're looking at the coach's frustration over there on the Mifflin sideline, and you just know that this is something that they've talked about, right? And knowing something but executing your game plan are just two different things, right? And last night I was looking to see the scorebook. It looks like every single one of the Bears, you know, I would say top scorers, had a very good game. Cap, Ward, Black, all had, you know, good scoring output. So you would think that the Mustangs would have, you know, noticed that and said these are the guys you want to stop. And literally 2 of the 3 of them get open 3-point looks on the first 2 possessions. So like I said, this is something that I'm sure the Mustangs are going to try to shore up here. But if the Bears keep on getting open shots and making them, watch out.
Boyertown going to go, and John, it's something they must have found. Something that they must have seen. They've made an adjustment. Ryan Tinney and Richard Black back up top on the 2-3 zone. And Tinney was also up top when they were in a 3-2 the other time down the court. A lot of movement up top here. Governor Mifflin working around the perimeter, trying to find an opening in that zone.
And this might be because Mifflin is, like we said at the outset, very, very physical, you know, usually. And maybe they're trying to put Cap down there to try to put a clamp on any sort of offensive rebounding opportunities. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see Cap and Tinney switch at some point.
And, John, I'm going to mention something that you often mention here when running an offense against a zone defense. Nice 3-pointer there. Kind of pointless now, but I'm going to say it anyway. Would have liked to have seen Governor Mifflin was trying to find the open spots. Difficult to do against a team in Boyertown with that length. And there's Richard Black all alone underneath, unable to get it. Tips it out to Tinney. Up and under, he's going to call for a walk. But it's really hard to find the gaps in his zone with the length that Boyertown has. see if Governor Mifflin makes an adjustment and does some screens on those zones. You talk about screening his own defense a lot.
Yeah, and right there, they were very easily just able to get a good shot, not because of a screen, which is a good option, like you said, but just because of a good ball reversal. And then Richard Black went down to the high elbow to help there, and Zach Ward had a guy he was worried about on the wing, which left open somebody at the top of the key for a three-pointer. So good play design there by Governor Mifflin, kind of overloading that side and kind of making Ward make a decision, and he just made the wrong one.
Looks like Richard Black is going to get called for trying to get his hand in there on the drive of Gerald McNeil. Foul might have been on Jake Kapp. McNeil makes the first. Six-4 ball game early here. 5:26 left in the first quarter. McNeil misses the second. There's Richard Black with the rebound.
Tough rebound there by Richard Black. He and the rest of the Bears have done an admirable job getting defensive rebounds this year, and I would have said that was going to be an Achilles heel for them. They really have not had much of an issue with rebounding the ball. And that, rebounding's heart, it's desire, it's positioning, it's drilling it over and over again. The Bears have done a nice job with it so far this season.
Looks like the referees are going to be a little tight. A couple tight calls early here. Get an offensive foul on I'm assuming that was a screen that I didn't see.
Yeah, Richard Black, I don't think he was going, which is a shame, because I don't think that was a play for Richard Black to get an alley-oop or anything. But Class kind of moved his feet there on that back screen with Black going towards the corner. And I really don't think that he was the primary option there, which makes that foul all the more, bad to have it up there because he really didn't need it.
And maybe Class gets subbed in early. Here's another break for Boyertown. Tinney finding Cat. He's all alone. That's going to be long. I think Jake might have been surprised at how wide open he was. Another good rebound for Black. Tinney with the vision. Almost a really, really nice back and forth, Tinney and Kiefer.
It's a shame that Kiefer couldn't corral that and put that in, or it couldn't go back to Tinney, because that pass was outstanding. That wrap around pass somehow got to Kiefer. What a pass by Tinney.
Zach Ward with the rebound, kicks it out to Cap. He's going to be short on his three. Second chance opportunity here for Boyertown. Tie ball game halfway through the first quarter. And there's a backdoor to Cap. He's going to get the call, and he'll go to the line for two.
Yeah, and this is what we like to see from Jake Kapp. He's such a versatile player. Now, I think he would like to beat you from the outside first, but I think, as we've talked about many times here, I think he has done a very nice job these past couple of seasons learning how to score and learning how to be a scorer and not just a shooter. Two shots from the outside are off. I think 2 years ago or 3 years ago, it was just like, hey, Jake, keep putting it up. But now, I'm going to go back door. I'm going to get a nice pass and draw the contact and score from the line.
Makes them both, gives Boyertown a 2-point lead. The Bears are going to match up man-to-man. Governor Mifflin drive and dish. That's going to go back to Boyertown. A lot of penetration from Governor Mifflin early. Kickouts, baseline driving. Aggressive to the basketball, trapping in here. A little bit of an errant light pass from Tinney. But there's Richard Black again. Whoa, takes it back. That was quite the set. Black underneath.
I'm surprised they let that go. Ward, not once but twice, gets hands on the ball, and maybe it was clean, but the chances of it being clean both times are pretty low. So Ward either got away with one or just had two very, very good defensive plays, and the Bears were able to capitalize.
Yeah, my fault for calling Richard Black on that. He has been the stalwart on the rebounding end so far for Boyertown. I didn't expect, just assumed that was Richard Black. Good hand in the face from Kiefer. Long rebound goes to the Mustangs' way. Zach Ward again.
Just
fighting it on the weak side board.
Yeah, just battling down there. 1-on-2 there. These Bears have really shown a lot of fight on the glass this year, and I've been really impressed with that.
Some more full court pressure here from the Mustangs. Through the hands of Zach Ward. Missed layup from Mustangs. So a couple opportunities for Governor Mifflin. Lost early. Kick out of bounds. It'll stay with Boyertown.
Yeah, these are opportunities that really hurt when you're Governor Mifflin. And Boyertown right now just lacks with their passing here. You know, they're not cutting to the ball. They're just kind of, you know, making these over the top passes with no sense of urgency to them. But Mifflin has, you know, quite the quick athlete here on the floor. They're going to have to be much more diligent about their passes against this press if they want to keep these turnovers down.
And just as you're having a conversation about an errant pass, John, inbound one goes a little light. Governor Mifflin's going to get it back.
So the Bears can hold this lead for 2 more minutes here. You hope you don't have to burn a timeout here in the first quarter, but this is something you want to talk about at the break here between quarters. But right now, that's the only thing between Boyertown and, you know, a good solid game here tonight is handling this Mifflin pressure.
7 of 8 points from Delson McNeil for the Mustangs. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. And again, it's going to be this has already been a very, very tightly called ball game, John. We got 2 minutes left in the first quarter. We already have 5 total team fouls called.
I didn't even think that was one of the more physical things that we just saw right there. I think Coach Roble agrees on the Governor Mifflin sideline.
And here's another one.
All right, so the referees are making a statement right now about, all right, we're going to try to clean this thing up. If you're Boyertown right now, you just play within yourself, play within what the referees are giving you. You're going to set solid screens. You're not going to go pushing anybody. Get the hand checks away here because they're going to call everything.
Black from the corner. That's short. Behind the back pass over to Reniger. Straight up and down. Reniger's able to put it in. Good press break again from Boyertown. Here's Jay Cappy. He's going to get an offensive foul. Yep. Saw that coming right around the foul line.
Yeah, and that was probably more about Cap going in there. And really, I wouldn't say he was extremely out of control there, but, you know, kind of took the ball at midcourt, had a run and lead, or had a run and start, and that's what the referees are looking at there. So, tough foul for Cap here. Tie game here with the Bears really having done some nice stuff offensively. It's just, you know, a couple things offensively here and there with the turnovers they just have to shore up.
Boyertown back in their 3-2 zone. Good choice for a defense here with Mifflin really trying, but they find the seam. Exactly what we were talking about earlier, John. Not much with screening, but when you can get in between players in a zone, they take advantage, and that's exactly what Gerald McNeil did. Great pass from Tinney inside to Kiefer. And John, is it possible? They got 2 more to go in less than a minute, but a team's going to be in the bonus in the first quarter.
I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. We had plenty of games against Reading where we were just literally hanging on to survive, just foul. But right now the Bears are luckily getting helped out here by Mifflin because they are not handling this pressure as they should. As Zach Ward hits a huge shot there to give them back the lead, and I'm going to hope that Coach Miller, that's a talking point of his after this first quarter, is coming back to the ball and not running away from it like the Bears have been doing this whole quarter.
Great job by Zach Ward. That was a hand in his face for that three-pointer from the corner. 35.3 seconds left. Boyertown clinging to a 1-point lead. Governor Mifflin will have the ball to start the second quarter unless we get a jump ball here in the last half a minute. John, I was just about to say, this kid in the game for Governor Mifflin, Andrew Galatuomo, he will shoot the ball from anywhere. I was watching him play, watching Governor Mifflin game yesterday. This kid will chuck it. He definitely is someone you want to key when you know, defensively, when you have players in the game. On the defensive end, you want to identify shooters.
So right now, Ward can't be running right there away from the ball. Now, as Tinney got to him, he spaced out correctly. That was good.
Jake's going to get called for a walk, kind of lost control on his attempt to his drive, 9.3. Boyertown still with that 1-point lead. Long three-pointer, and that's going to get a roll and go in. Mifflin on a last-second three-pointer from Gerald McNeil. Comes off, hits the front of the rim, takes a generous roll, and a 2-point lead for Governor Mifflin at the end of the quarter.
You hate to see that, but you know, like we said here, the pressure that Mifflin is throwing at the Bears is really it's an aggressively passive pressure, if that makes sense. I mean,
John, it doesn't. Please explain.
So, you have the 2 or 3 guys in the front who are really pressuring the ball, and it's kind of like a little run and jumpish. Meaning they're not going to go trap right away. They're going to wait till that guy puts the ball on the floor and then go after it. But then the 2 guys back are not standing at half court like you would expect in a trap. They're really back by the foul line, but they're just doing a great job at reading these long passes that the Bears are making. So it's like they're very aggressive in the front court, trying to force the other team to make these long, lazy passes that the guys in the back can get, and they're doing it. These passive guys in the back are able to read the pass like a safety in a football game and get it. So, I mean, literally, we've run the V-cut drill here for as long as we can remember, and that basically has guys at 5 different spots on the floor just continually V-cutting back to the ball, back to the ball, back to the ball. If I'm Coach Miller, I'm saying, guys, we do this, weekly. Get back to the ball. Don't run away from it. Get back to the ball until you have it, and then get out.
Correction, Boyertown got the ball at the quarter, but they quickly turn it over. Mifflin will have it back. Holding a 2-point lead, 15-13. Braden Johnson getting ready to come into the game for the first time, along with Trey Kern. Seth Kiefer was the only sub for Boyertown. He walked. That's a great call by the referee. I'm going to assume that Dylan Class had 2 early fouls for Boyertown.
He did. He came out, and even though I didn't know it at the time, you can tell what the player's body language, right? He definitely came out shaking his head like, I got 2 fouls, and it's probably going to mean he's going to be out until the 3rd quarter.
And that Braden Johnson against Galtuomo at the top here look like two very similar players. Kind of like a 103-pounder wrestling on a 103-pounder.
Yeah, right.
Nice drive, good rebound positioning from Jake Kapp, and you often wonder how tight this game has been called, and something like that's going to go with nothing. But we'll take it. Tie ball game, 15 each.
Yeah, the Bears have been on the good end of a couple of no calls here, but you got to think it's going to even out at some point.
Governor Mifflin really showing their desire to penetrate, make something happen offensively on that penetration. Here's another one here. Gerald McNeil just throws one up. You hate to see that. You have him stopped in the paint, pretty darn close to a 3-second call, and he just chucks one up in the air, and he's going to go to the line for 2.
I think that was Zach Ward, and quite honestly, Zach Ward has been playing a very, very physical game here so far. I think that's his first, and if I'm Ward, I'm going to be a little more careful here with the hand check-in and the bodies that he's throwing, because he could easily get that second one, and then you're in a pickle here, because now he's going to have to sit till the 3rd quarter. So hopefully Ward just kind of shores it up a little bit defensively and doesn't put as much body on the guys. But it looks like the referees might start trying to even this foul up here. 6 right now for Mifflin, 4 for Boyertown.
McNeil makes the second of 2. Cap finds Johnson. Kind of a backwards layup there, trying to get it up quickly. Unsuccessful with that. That ball's going to be called off of Governor Mifflin. That was Daryl Johnson. To see what the Bears can do here against this full court man-to-man defense.
See right there, that's a pass that you really don't want to make there, but Mifflin's baiting them into it here. Took one dribble and tried to, and unless he was expecting Ward to make a cut, which I suppose he was. So right now, this Mifflin pressure just giving Boyertown all sorts of fits.
John, we got just under 6 minutes left in the half. I think we need to go cue. We talked about in the previous game. Oh, look at that, just tiptoeing the line. That's got to be Boyertown's ball. No one touched it. Nobody touched it. Thank you. We got to get on and cue up the scene, the very first practice for the Hickory Hoosiers. Snap the ball. Snap it. Snap it. Snap it. We mentioned it a couple games ago. It's not seeing a lot of that from Boyertown right now. A lot of lobbing of the passes. There's a nice little snap. Tries to get it inside. Governor Mifflin cutting off those passing lanes. Nice power step from Daryl Johnson. He's going to go to the line.
Yeah, good job by Mifflin. I can't sing their praises enough for what they're doing defensively to disrupt this high-scoring, Bears offense. And what they have, 6 points in the first minute of the game. And since then, the last, 7, 10, 10-ish minutes.
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
9 points in the last 10 minutes, and this is all because of the pressure that they've been applying to Boyertown, just making them feel uncomfortable.
John, that's why your color commentary is second to none, and I just was so lacking sitting in your seat yesterday. I would not have been able to come up with that analysis. But you're 100% right.
So right now, hopefully the Bears are talking right now about, number one, what they're going to do against this pressure defense, and it looks like they made a little bit of an adjustment last time, only putting one guy back to receive the ball, so just one guard and then the person throwing it in, which is sometimes the right move to make because you're just taking somebody out of the equation. You're not letting somebody get up there to possibly run and jump at you. And to me, this is just, hey, we have to make sharper cuts. We don't have to change up everything we're doing or draw up some sort of a play for this. We've beaten presses before. We're just not used to seeing a team this quick who's able to play a man-to-man run and jump kind of, we'll trap you whenever we feel like it type of D. They're just not used to it. So hey, quicker cuts, better screens, we're fine. Get a good possession here.
We'll see what they can do. They're going to trap on the inbounds pass. They're able to find Zach Ward on the other end. And we're going to get to the line is Trey Kern for his first opportunity with a one-on-one.
That was a good job by Boyertown right there. You had it was the right read. Mifflin chose to take away that short pass for Johnson. He was able on the screen, on the trap, was able to make that cross-court pass with nobody there. That was a good play. So right there, that really wasn't a strong trap from Mifflin. We've seen stronger.
That's going to be a foul on Richard Black. Boyertown down 3. And you would think a close game like this, John, both teams in the bonus for the last close to 6 minutes of the game, of the half, I'm sorry. Foul shots are going to come in to play a big role in the outcome here.
And Boyertown does a nice job getting to the line, so you'd have to think this is an advantage for them going forward here.
They're currently 2 for 3 from the line. Governor Mifflin 4 for 5. This is going to be a three-pointer. Nice, got his fingertips on it. That was Trey Kern. Boyertown's going to try to run. And Cap able to convert. Good job by Jake Cap to stay a little bit more composed on that drive as opposed to the one where he got called for a charge. Boyertown down 1.
Like a broken record, but Cap does such a nice job finishing in traffic. And once again, same thing right there on that finish. Great job.
Braden Johnson still on top. That 2-3. Off the glass from Stephen Mayo. 4:23 left. 3-point lead Mustangs. There's those back doors. Long three-pointer from Trey Kern. That's no good. That's going to go out of bounds off of Mayo. Boyertown's going to keep it. Governor Mifflin not too pleased. Thought there might have been an over-the-back call there.
Yeah, and I don't think Cap went over the back there.
He just jumped higher.
Yeah, he just jumped higher, and I don't think he got the ball. I think maybe when he came down, he might have made contact with Cap's leg then, which maybe you can call a foul on then. But relatively clean, I thought there.
Dylan Class back in the game. 4 minutes left in the half, and makes his presence known immediately. Nice roll on that inbounds play, wide open on the far side. Block. Boyertown still down 1. Long three-pointer off the front of the rim is no good from Gerald McNeil. And there's going to be a body call, and we're going to get another one-on-one. And here come the foul shooting opportunities, John.
Well, you're hoping Zach Ward's okay there, and yeah, that was. And
it's not a shooting arm, John. He's fine.
It's not, but this kept Jalen Hurts out for a week is not a throwing shoulder, or was that a throw? I don't know. Whatever. You don't care. You're a Steeler fan, but I mean this is the type of game it is, and we said this before the game. Mifflin is always physical. Always doesn't matter who they have, on that team. Always a physical game.
Unable to convert that first one, and he's still working on that shoulder. Might have to call the athletic trainer extraordinaire, Sue Begany. And here she comes.
Mm-hmm.
Do your magic, Sue.
This is Mr. Miyagi, right?
Yes.
Clap. If Daniel San can do it and get out there and win, we're good.
Yeah. Mr. Miyagi's got nothing on Sue. And here's the long three. Told you, John.
Mm-hmm.
Down Tuomo. Chucks it. And it's almost like he puts his whole body behind that because he's so small in stature. I mean, he's smaller than Braden Johnson and Ryan Tinney. But Jake Cap comes back and says he can do it too. Keeps the lead only to 1 for the Mustangs.
From deep, too. We said that the other night. We joked that Cap's percentages are probably better from 5 steps beyond the arc than they are toes on the line.
Yep. Interesting set here from the Mustangs. They had all 5 of their players on the same diagonal on the offensive side. Cap playing that opposite block. He was able to come all the way up into the paint. No one on that other side for a skip pass opportunity. Governor Mifflin not able to convert. Boyertown's going to go to the line again.
I think the zone defense is the answer for Boyertown. It's going to limit the Mustangs' driving ability. I think I'm liking that 3-2 a little bit more. You're putting one more guy out on the wing there just to give the Mustangs a different look and not let them get that running start going into the lane. But that's up for Coach Miller and his staff to decide which look is better. Certainly, it's a team that likes to drive and dish. So you're going to hope to put out something there that's going to force them to beat you from the outside.
This is the third 1-and-1 for Boyertown. The first one to actually get a conversion. Trey Kern makes both. John, in my opinion, basketball is a simple game. Layups and foul shots. You make them, you win. And there's Seth Kiefer with a great rebound off another long 3 opportunity.
Well, if Zach Ward is out for any sort of extended time, it's going to fall on Seth Kiefer to come in and give them some good minutes. And really, he's certainly not somebody who's going to score 20 points, but he's somebody who's very good doing the little stuff for the Bears and rebound the ball and passing the ball. And right there, tipping the ball to Tinney for a layup opportunity.
Great job by Ryan Tinney. Great job by the tip pass there. But also good job, Ryan Tinney, to stay home there. Stay in the block, fight, miss the layup. Don't run away. Stay there and battle. Boyertown jumping out to a 3-point lead now and extending that zone. There's a kick good opportunity from Richard Black.
Good decision by Boyertown here. Give the Mustangs a little bit of different look. Momentum starting to swing here. The pendulum starting to swing. You don't want the Mustangs to get any sort of easy possession here.
John, unfortunately, it looks like Zach Ward is going back to the high school basketball answer of the blue tent.
The difference is that they like going into the blue tent. You know, it's like a hangout for them. You know?
Oh, look, a great defense from Boyertown. Seth Kiefer, I think that was Seth Kiefer, comes out of nowhere. Yeah, Seth Kiefer gets the block on Cole Reniger, and he just ends up right back in his hands again.
That's one of those tough plays. It probably would have worked out better if Kiefer did not block that shot and just let the rebound come off of the rim. Tough to plan for that sort of stuff. So just chalk that up to one of those intricacies of the game that you're never going to be able to fix.
Well, it's the part of the game that's in every sport, John. That's the luck aspect.
Yep.
You know, you never know when the ball's just going to drop right into your hands after a great defensive play.
Plenty of line drives were hit by me right at somebody, and then a little dying quail over a second baseman's head is in there for a hit. You know how it is.
Yeah, kind of like Willie Mays Hayes from Major League. His first at bat. Oops. Great drive by Ryan Tinning, keeping the 3-point lead for Boyertown. They're trying to set up a trap. Long three-pointer from Mifflin's, no good. There's Jake Kapp on the defensive rebound. Tinning's going to try to run again. He's going to get a reach. That's going to go uncalled, but there's Kiefer with a rebound.
Do it, Rich.
And Richard Black converts for the three. Under a minute to go, Boyertown 6-point lead after being down for the better part of this quarter. That's tough.
Interesting here that Mifflin has been affected by the Bears press when it seemed like they were the team that wanted to play with more of the pressure up tempo style here. The Bears have figured out something here in the last 2 minutes to get back in this game and take the lead.
6-point lead for Boyertown. First foul shot is made for Gerald McNeil. So we're going to have an interesting discussion about foul shots here at halftime. .43 seconds left. Boyertown with a 4-point lead, 31-27. If by chance there is a foul, Boyertown will be in the double bonus. Mifflin getting the count. No, John, we talked about it before. We're going to have to check with somebody. Is it a point of discussion that they have to be a lot closer to get a count?
Yeah, I thought Cat might have gotten one there, but luckily got the guy off of him. Maybe that was a point of emphasis this year, yeah.
Good try by Boyertown. They weren't able to get it. Governor Mifflin gets it back. They're going to get a call on the floor. It's going to be a 1-on-1 rather than a 2 with 4.7 seconds left and a 4-point lead for the Bears. And it's going to be Gerald McNeil again at the line.
Chalk one up to the Mustangs' pressure again. Just, kind of they were like gnats out there. Boyertown just couldn't shake them. Did fine for 35 seconds. And Cap knows it. He's upset with himself right there. He knows that he shouldn't have made that pass to Kiefer. But, the pressure of the Mustangs just made him pick his dribble up. He got caught in the air.
John, do you call a timeout there that late in the half?
Nah. Well, it's going to give up 2 points here. I would say no.
Well, hindsight's always 20.
Yeah, and I would say no. You got a 4-point lead. You're still going to get a chance to get a shot here if you get the ball up the court quickly.
In the hands of Ryan Tinney, it will get there quickly. Oh! Front of the rim, rolls around the whole inside and pops out the other end. So Boyertown's going to go in the locker room with a 2-point lead, 31-29 over Governor Mifflin. And John, we're getting what we expected. It's a good ball game.
Yeah, and valiant effort by the Bears to get back in this game when things were teetering on the edge there. It was Mifflin's pressure that did it to Boyertown early, caused them with some turnovers, but then Boyertown did it right back to Governor Mifflin, being able to use their length and their size to make the Mustangs make the same types of turnovers in the front court. And the Bears just made more of those tough shots there at the end of the second quarter than the Mustangs did. So Yeah, we definitely expected this. We expected a close game, a game that was going to come down to something in the fourth quarter, which is what you see.
Keep talking. I'm going to count one more time.
You got it.
Yeah, let me give you a topic.
Are you familiar with Coffee Talk?
I know Linda Richmond, Jim. I know Linda Richmond. Yeah, I was trying to think of the topic.
I can't remember one of her good topics, but they were always funny, but I can't remember any.
So keys for the Bears here in the second half rather. Can they handle pressure, right? Can they make sure that they're getting good opportunities on the offensive end, which they were. However, when Mifflin got to them with pressure, it was tough for them to get that offense going. So that's number one. And then lastly, how's Zach Ward going to be? This will be big for them if he's misses any sort of time right now, and then obviously moving forward. And you probably don't risk anything right now, to have him play in this holiday tournament game, which is not as important as the Springford matchup, coming up in the new year. But yeah, so really, if Zach Ward misses time here, you're missing somebody who's a ball handler, who's a scorer, who's somebody who's been a calming presence so far this season for the Bears. This would be big for them to see how they react.
So I've been correct in one of my prognostications from earlier in the season, saying that rebounding was going to play a big part of the game, and it did. Looking at right now, John, I'm going to talk to you about foul shots.
Okay.
Because as I look at any scores book, and anybody who's ever kept score for a basketball game, you want to see a lot of filled-in circles, and you don't want to see any open circles. There's not a lot of open circles, but here's the story with the foul shots. Boyertown's 4 for 6 from the line, shooting 67%. Okay? They had 3 opportunities for 1-and-1 and missed the front end on 2 of them. That's digging a little deeper in the data, as we like to say, right, John?
So we, as coaches, we used to just count them as misses. You know what I mean? So we would say that would be 4 for 8 now.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
No, none of me?
Yeah, I got you. Okay. Conversely, Governor Mifflin, they have made the front end and back end of their only 1-on-1 opportunity. They're 10 for 11 from the line.
Wow.
91%. So, like I said before, in my mind, basketball is an easy game. You make your layups, you make your foul shots, you're probably going to win. And I think this game has a chance to come down to foul shots tonight. And we'll see if Boyertown can add on to their totals there, kind of help them out.
And with how physical this game has been,
right? Exactly.
You would have to think that the foul line is going to come into play for both teams here. I know Class has 2 fouls for Boyertown, right? I don't think there's anybody else. Well, there's got to be somebody else who has 2 fouls if they were in the bonus. But so yeah, fouls and foul shots is certainly going to be something to keep an eye on here late in the game.
And we will check into those fouls and foul shots in the second half. We'll be starting in 5 minutes and 45 seconds. We'll be back on the NFHS network. We are back, John. I'm still waiting for the little do-do-do-do-do before I can talk, but with the new headsets, we don't have to wait for that little sound. I don't know if you've ever heard it on the listening end, but we heard it in our earphones. Got just about a minute and a half, a little less than a minute and a half left in halftime warm-ups. Governor Mifflin will have the ball to start the second half. Down 2, 31-29. And we will see what kind of adjustments have been made at halftime for both teams. But one thing is certain, we figured this would be a good ball game, and I said it at the end of second quarter. We do have a good one on our hands, and we'll see who can come out on top here. The final game of the Boyertown Holiday Classic. And you know, John, there's a reason why I'm calling it the Holiday Classic and not the Holiday Tournament.
What's that?
I asked Nick about that. I said, you know, in years past, it's been like after the first round, winner play winner, loser play loser, kind of consolation thing. But mainly because of transportation issues with school districts, they decided just to do kind of round robin.
Yeah,
so they knew exactly who you were playing and when you were playing for transportation purposes. And it makes sense, because if you're in a consolation for the boys game, you know, you played yesterday, you don't know, and it's the holiday, who knows who's in the offices and things like that.
Yeah.
You don't know if you're going to need a bus at 2 o'clock in the afternoon or you're going to need a bus at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. That makes a big difference.
So what, like, you mean like we need like a theme song, actually, going back to that, to like go into something like this maybe? Like,
where'd you get that from?
And it just like fades out, and now we're into our thing. What do you think?
I like it.
All right, there it is.
Do we have to pay anybody for it?
I don't think so. I think it's free.
Okay. Where'd you get it? Did you just like type cool intro musics for radio personalities?
Maybe I wrote it. Maybe it's my own beat. No, it's not.
I could see you with
a friend of mine uses it for what he does, so I'm praying he found it on a free site.
I can picture you sitting at home with the kid's little keyboard doing like the old like play school keyboard.
I will tell you, I taught myself a female deer on the xylophone when my daughter was 1. Yes, I did.
Awesome. So Boyertown able to hold Governor Mifflin, and you'd leave Jake Kapp wide open for a 3, but he's unable to score. I think he was more surprised than I was that they let them open to shoot, and Boyertown's going to get the ball back. You don't see that very often against a team who knows anything about Boyertown basketball.
Yeah, you know the guys who you're guarding. And speaking of that, the noticeable absent right here is Zach Ward, not even on the bench right now. Trey Kern is in the lineup for him. Looks like Mike Marinella might have been assistant Mike Marinella coming in from the side, might have been back there checking on him. But this is going to be big for Boyertown. How are they going to play here in the second half without one of their big leaders on this floor?
Jake Kapp this time misses on a layup. We're going to get a walk. A little sloppy early from both times. Looks like Coach Marinella's given Coach Miller the information about Ward. And here he comes. Willis Reed-esque.
Oh, I was just going to say it.
And is he going to go all the way to the table? No, he's going to sit down. Great to see him back on the bench at least. Three early misses from Jake Kapp. Luckily, Mifflin has had the same amount of success on their end. Here's a corner 3 from Gerald McNeil. That's long. Kapp again with a rebound. You can tell Boyertown's done some work with rebound positioning. They've done a great job, especially weak side.
They have here. It's and
Tinney,
what a move.
Nice little hometown roll for Ryan Tinney.
My comment was going to be that defensively is not their Achilles heel right now. It's going to get good offensive looks and make them. Tinney did there.
That hit the what do I want to call that? The stanchions, the stanchions, or the I don't know, the cord,
the string, the cord, the belt.
Again, good defense from Boyertown. They certainly are not lacking on the defensive end, and I don't think it's that their offensive woes have come because of Governor Mifflin. It's just that they have not been able to convert on some wide open threes and some layups as well. I don't think Kapp saw that defender there behind him who tried to save that loose ball. .544 Only one basket so far from either team. 2.5 minutes into the third quarter. That was on a Ryan Tinney layup that kind of touched the front of the rim and just rolled in. Nice inside pass. Adds on to the scoring for Gerald McNeil. He is the go-to man offensively for the Mustangs.
Yeah, so we're back here at these fouls, and really, for as many fouls as we've seen, you see Coach Roble here from Mifflin just pointing to his head like, "Hey, use your head, guys, use your head." There's been a lot of fouls that are just unnecessary, just unneeded. You're making body contact when it's just not necessary, like that right there.
That's on the floor. Unfortunately, I think if Richard Black tried to go up on that one, it would have been one of those. Defender would have fallen down on his face on the ground really hard. So, good job by Richard Black to be, if he was even cognizant of it while it was happening. Gerald McNeil going out of the game for Governor Mifflin. Like I said earlier, that's could be a good thing for Boyertown. He has been the focus of their offense early.
Oh, another foul on Mifflin. Oof. This has been 3 fouls just in this possession. We might get to the bonus on one possession. Has that ever been done, Jim?
Gerald McNeil sitting down with unofficially team leading 13. And they calling him stepping out of bounds? No, they're going to call him an offensive.
No, it was a foul. It was fitting that possession ended in a foul. And here he is.
Back in the game.
Back in the game without his undershirt. Wondering, was that inhibiting his range of motion or something, maybe with his shoulder?
Well, I'm going to. Dylan Class was that most recent foul. That's probably his third.
Mm-hmm.
And his arm is, again, body language, John.
Yep.
He's just put arms up in the air. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And these types of games can be frustrating for players. Nice little cut inside. Ryan Tinney thought he had all ball.
Yeah, and you can have all ball here, but the referees are kind of bound sometimes to what it says on the scoreboard there. And there's a lot of contact, and Boyertown has less fouls than Mifflin. There's going to be some times when you feel like, listen, I got all ball, and the referees just, for the sake of not having an all-out brawl start, they have to call something.
Cole Reniger makes the first. And the second. Not only is Gerald McNeil sitting down with the most points for Governor Mifflin, but he had 7 of their 10 foul shots as well. So he got the majority of his points from the line. So we'll see what kind of adjustments they make as they get a trap in the corner here. That's going to be a body foul. That's a good call.
And I'm not sure if Ryan Tinney realized this, but there was a switch, and say his name, Guatana. What's his name, number 2?
Galatuomo.
It's an awesome name. Galatuomo switched there, and Tinney had the big mismatch. It was the right move of him to try to get by his guy. And, what you got out of that. You didn't get a bucket, but you got Mifflin one foul closer here to the bonus. So, tie game here, Jim. We knew it was going to be tense and close coming down. You need these types of games, though, early in the season to kind of test your mettle a little bit.
We do. Nice word, mettle. And I'm going back. I would have to agree with you, John. Galatuomo was probably the best thing that we've had this year. But I'm going back to last year.
Yeah, go for it. What was it?
I got to find it. Oh, I should just well, PJP had a girl on their team. Callan Bustinowitz. That was a pretty good one.
Oh, but she didn't get in the game or something, right?
Yeah, it was another. Oh man, I wanted to say it was Upper Marion. I'm going way back in my book, and I'm going to have to write it down on inside the cover, right behind Thor. That'll be Thor will be my keeper of the names.
What do you? When you have to get a new notebook when that one's run out, do you go Avengers again?
Well, absolutely. Jake Cap, and he's going to get a 3-point play. It was Jake against 3 Mustangs. Unsuccessful on his first put-up. Gets his own rebound. gets the shot, and he's going to go to the line for a three-point play.
I think Cap needs to make more of an effort to attack the basket here in the second half. They kind of skated by, being, relatively okay from the outside in the first half. I really think Jake and the rest of the Bears can do more damage if they start attacking against this overly aggressive Mifflin defense.
John, I'm going to bring it up. Close ball game. 2-point lead.
Ooh.
Governor Mifflin's made both of their foul shots this quarter. Boyertown's missed their only one that they've taken. Kick out to Trey Kern. Here's Cap. Nice shot fake. Nice drive. Kick back out to Kern.
Get in. Come on.
Oh, and that's exactly what you need on a home court roll for Trey Kern.
Soak that in, Trey, because you're probably not going to get one like that your next 2.5 years here, buddy. Nice job by Ward, just letting Minute go in there and just contesting the shot and not fouling. Good defense.
Great to see him still playing physical here. Inside the Cap. Nice little pass. Kern to Cap, and Mifflin's taking a timeout. This was the spurt Boyertown needed. They're now up 7, 3:32 to go in the third quarter.
And Ward sparked that right there. You can see him in pain. I wonder if they're going to keep him in here or get you up. Johnson's going to check in for Ward right there. Ward really sparked that. I hate to belabor the point here and talk about that and not the Bears' 7-point run, but if they can't, I don't know what you do. If you're Coach Miller here, do you keep him in there because he was the big catalyst there for this lead that the Bears have, or do you rest him knowing that you have a week and you have some whole lot more important games coming up? The smart decision is probably to rest him and to make sure that he doesn't injure this thing anymore, even though we have no idea what he's dealing with right now.
John, I found the name.
Go ahead.
It was Upper Marion girls last year. Anaya Onwubuarere.
Oh, jeez. Like that is awesome. That is awesome.
Yes,
like you can't have a name like that and not be one of the top 5 most important or coolest people in your school.
And Andrew Galatuomo is the front runner for this year. So now I have 2 things to keep track of. I have to keep track of how the teams line up for the national anthem and good names.
Gallantuomo sounds like he's going to make a run at governor or something. You know?
Yeah.
Gallantuomo. I can see that on a sign in somebody's yard.
Cost a lot.
Yeah, that's actually true, yes.
Good rebound here from Boyertown. So the timeout for Governor Mifflin, unsuccessful to convert. See what the Bears can do here, up 7. Drive from Cap. Love to see it.
Jake Cap does such a nice job of protecting the ball when he drives in there. He was able to keep that ball close to his chest, kept the arms off of it, finished and kept the ball away from the defenders. Such a nice job he's done in learning how to do that.
Boyertown.
Yep.
Going to get an offensive foul here on Ryan Tinney. Just about to see if they could add to this offensive run that they have now up 9. Try to get the lead to double digits. See if Governor Mifflin can cut into this a little bit with 2:47 left in the third quarter.
It's a little ticky-tack there from Tinney, but he did extend his arm a little bit to get Gallantuomo off of him, and there was some contact that hasn't been called Mifflin's way, so you give him a bone right here.
I'm not about giving bones, John. I'm about calling the game the way it's supposed to be called.
It's all about evening it up.
I've never worn the stripes though, so I shouldn't talk.
That's in baseball too. We're always saying like, hey, come on now, you even it up. Strike for him is a strike for us.
Great steal from Jake Cap, making his presence known all over the court tonight. Got the Braden Johnson-Ryan Tinney duo in the game again. Another drive by Cap, floating in the air for 2 more. And you've talked about it a lot, John, him adding this part to his game, and he's certainly letting that take over this quarter. He's got 8 in the third quarter.
Jake Cap is taking over this game, and he's going to do it again. Watch this.
And he's going to get a
yes,
and one. Give it to him. Like it. I thought for sure they'd call him on that one as well.
I'm gonna reward you, Jake Cap, for having a great last 2.5 minutes. Run into the guy as hard as you can, and it is so tough to watch somebody's feet. You know, I feel like sometimes referees make that call just based on the momentum of the game and who's louder as the as the contact happens there. But that right there could have been a big momentum swing for the Mustangs. Bears are very fortunate that Cap gets a 3-point play out of that.
16-4, Boyertown is outscoring Governor Mifflin right now this quarter with under 2 minutes to go in the third. And John, this has really been, we talk a lot about the identity of some of these teams. This has been the Boyertown boys team as we get another turnover here. Richard Black bringing it across. Smart decision. I was going to say slow it up, but smarter decision to get it in the hands of Jay Cap. And here is Ryan Tinney for three. He nails it as well, extending the lead to Boyertown to 17.
When did this happen?
John, I was just about to say we're used to seeing that type of, but really this is another offensive spurt from Boyertown and another 30-second timeout from Governor Mifflin. They go on runs like this.
What just happened here?
What just happened is they scored a lot, John.
They certainly did, and it's been keyed by some clutch defensive efforts. The Bears have seemed that they really figured it out and made some nice halftime adjustments to take away any sort of driving lane from Mifflin. Mifflin, I don't think, has gotten to the bucket once this quarter. They've taken outside shots, and the Bears have done a nice job of limiting any sort of second chance opportunities. And more importantly, we said about their offensive output in the first half. They've finished. Jay Cap has finished some tough shots. Big three-pointer there by Ryan Tinney. That's a three-pointer that if it misses, you go, well, okay, good shot. But if you make it, you say, ooh, dagger.
And it was a dagger. And that dagger results in a 17-point lead for the Bears. 1:07 left to go in the third.
If Tinney makes one more, then might have a nickname.
Uh-oh.
Ryan the Dagger Tinney. What do you think?
I like it. We'll give it to him. We'll give it to him. Another interception there from Richard Black. No, I'm sorry. That was Trey Kern. They're both tall. They both have dark hair. They're both wearing T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Braden Johnson. Skip it back over to Tinney. Boyertown will keep possession. 30 seconds left. 30.7 seconds left. Tinney giving some props to the student section. Good to see.
Tough to get a student section during the holiday tournament.
I don't know who that was props to. We'll have to send a roving reporter out there to see. And look at that. Who would have thunk Ryan Tinney's going to get a tip? But here comes more of that pressure defense right across the timeline. Wow. And another steal for Boyertown.
Wow.
And there's another. John, at halftime we were talking about basketball IQ. There's like a 140 there on Jay Cap right there.
This is everything has gone their way here. Every play, every execution here. Go back and chalk this up as the finest quarter of basketball we've seen here from the Bears this season.
And Braden Johnson, if that went in, okay, I wouldn't have been surprised if that went in. What do you think Coach Miller's telling Braden Johnson as he comes over there to pat him on that shoulder after that lay? Big smile on his face.
He is telling Braden Johnson right now, listen, I made that shot every time, young man. Go look at my highlights. Coach, believe me, Coach Miller did make plenty of them. But Coach Miller also right now is telling his team we have 5 seconds right now, gentlemen, to appreciate the quarter that you put together. Your defensive pressure was incredible. We got into the passing lanes. We didn't let them penetrate, and we made every single shot that we should have. We have 5 seconds here to appreciate it. Okay, now back at it, because Governor Mifflin is full of very good athletes over there, and you know that they're going to throw everything in the kitchen sink at the Bears right now with pressure, with trying to drive to the bucket, and the Bears have to make sure that all those lax passes they threw in the first half don't happen here again in the fourth quarter, or else Mifflin's going to take advantage.
Hey, John, I spent a lot of time talking and doing all this stat and diving deep into the data of foul shooting percentages. Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter if you have a 21-4 quarter against the team.
Yeah, that is a good point there on that one. And
let's throw all that out the window and just keep this lead
And Mifflin is still, Boyertown's still in the bonus right here. The next foul, they're going to the line.
Another weak side rebound. 2 3-pointers, one from Jake, one from Tinney. In and out for the Bears.
Yep.
And that's going to be a push on Jake Cap.
Cap, right idea, not allowing baseline, but yeah, he just, it's tough. I know you have to move your feet, you have to give it a little bit, you have to get out in front of the guy and plant your foot before he makes contact with you. Jake just couldn't quite get there.
Governor Mifflin able to get the inbound in. And there's Braden Johnson breaking it up.
Active, just so active in the second half here, the Bears have been.
Spent a lot of time talking with my son Jimmy yesterday about Braden Johnson with his experience coaching him on the soccer field. Talked a lot about that motor that he has. And he shows it extensively on the defensive end. Speaking of soccer, Big Sky points up to Pele today.
Yeah,
May he rest in peace.
Yeah, I did see that, and quite honestly, you know, I'm not a soccer guy over here.
But you know who Pele is.
I know who he is.
That's all that matters.
You know, maybe I've Googled Pele highlights, you know, and watched it once or twice. But that is a big hit for the soccer world. He was probably. Would you say he's arguing? Jimmy's over there. Is he still the best ever? Is he the GOAT? Is he the greatest? Number 2?
We say he's number 2.
Who's number 1?
Lionel Messi.
Well, it's tough to argue with that after what just happened the past couple of weeks.
Tyler Minnick makes 1 of 2.
Ooh, good defense from Mifflin right there. This is it.
Yeah,
this is that pressure.
If Boyertown's not careful, Governor Mifflin can sneak back into this.
And that's such an underrated, you know, thing right there with that trap from Mifflin. He could have easily just let Johnson run right by him on the sideline. No, you put your foot on that sideline, and usually the referees will reward you for doing the right thing and calling out of bounds and not calling you for a foul.
John, you're not a soccer person, but you're a movie person. Have you ever seen the movie Victory?
No.
Do you know what it is?
Not the one with Mark Wahlberg?
No. It's not Mark Wahlberg. Victory is...
With South Africa?
No. That's you're thinking as Richard Black nails a 3 from right in front of their bench. You're thinking Invictus.
Is it the one where Will Ferrell,
God.
Will Ferrell
John,
coaches
stop.
that team?
No.
Okay, all right. Okay.
You want to keep guessing?
Is it the one where that kid from the Sandlot is the goalie?
Close. Jake. Oh, goodness gracious. Another great move from Jake Cap, and he's looking. I don't understand how I walked. And Jake, I'm kind of with you. No, Victory is part soccer movie, part World War II movie.
No.
It is based, very loosely, based on a true story about a prisoner of war camp in Germany with a bunch of officers. And the guards challenged the inmates or the prisoners to a game of soccer. Michael Caine, and guess who the goalie is for the POW team?
Is it another British actor?
No.
Oh.
No.
But
Sylvester Stallone.
You're kidding.
Nope. And making what I believe to be his only movie appearance, Pele, is in the movie.
So this is like the longest yard for soccer.
The longest yard for soccer in a prisoner of war camp, not just a prison.
Gotcha.
It's very, very entertaining.
It doesn't sound like Adam Sandler could do a remake of this.
Probably not. It's not a comedy. But it's a very entertaining movie. I highly recommend it for movie fans and sport movie fans and World War II movie fans. You know, it covers all the bases.
Well, I'll watch that after 4 weddings and a Christmas.
No, 4 Christmases.
4 Christmases.
Getting confused with 4 weddings and a funeral, which I've never seen. So I will not endorse it. Baseline drive from Richard Black. A little bit short there. 5:46 left of the game. Boyertown still with a 19-point lead.
I just get the feeling here that Boyertown's going to cling to life here. Unfortunately, it's just they're not. Yeah.
And there's a 3-pointer from Daryl Johnson. 16-point lead now. Jake Cap's trying to go coast to coast. He's going to get a foul, and that's going to be a one-on-one.
And moves like that are fine if you get rewarded going to the line. If that would have been a take where Jake is not able to finish, all of a sudden Mifflin's going right back down the other way. So it's a fine line here that you're walking if you just decide to attack right away. Mifflin's going to give it to you because they need the ball back. Coach Miller right now talking to Tinney about getting some back dribbles in here, trying to create some space and take some time off the clock. We'll see if the Bears are able to do that. But they got to make these foul shots if they get them.
Yeah, dare I say my foul shot thing is coming back into play, John?
We've used the word. They should just call us the prophets. We should change of our not faces for radio. We should call it the prophets.
0 for 2 for Jake Cap, and you and there's going to be a body foul. It's going to be one-on-one for our favorite male name of the season so far, Galatuomo. And you do, John. You kind of get that feeling. We were joking around at the end of the quarter, talking about how well they played. You kind of get that feeling that Mifflin could be coming back here.
You pray that the Bears are able to put together a couple of good possessions here, but yeah, that's right. Why does it have this feeling right now that the Bears are going to be clinging to a lead here in a couple of minutes? They have 5 minutes and 15 seconds here. Mifflin's going to pressure. And probably Tinney's going to the line here. But what you don't want to do is just put your head down and dribble right away. You want to make sure you're set. Get somebody flash into the middle. You had 3 guys running at you there. Somebody was bound to be open, and that's what Coach Miller was talking about right there. Great chance for a back dribble right there. Take a couple of hard dribbles, Ryan, back dribble, and get it back to your passer, the guy who passed it into you, who's standing right by under the basket. But now 3 foul shots missed in the last 30 seconds for the Bears. Not good.
And here's a 3-pointer for Governor Mifflin. That's off the front of the rim. And just when you need your player, there's Jake Cap with another rebound. Boyertown working the perimeter. Still a lot of pressure, man-to-man defense here from Governor Mifflin. Good job by Tinney. Drive and dish. Richard Black. Well-needed 3-pointer for Boyertown.
Great possession right there. A couple of ball reversals. Tinney off that ball reversal gets a nice clear lane to the bucket. Kick out 3. Good possession.
Lead back up to 17 for Boyertown. It's amazing, John. It's only a 3-point difference, but 17 feels so much better. He walked. 17 feels so much better than 14.
It does. It does. What is this now? You're looking at like 4 or 5 possessions now instead of a, possibly a 3 or 4 possession, lead when you're talking about 12 and 14. So, yeah, definitely 17 feels a little bit better. That possession that Mifflin had felt a little bit better there because they tried to drive in. Boyertown had their defense set like they had in the third quarter. Maybe they kind of figured it out, and that was just a little minute or 2 anomaly that we saw there.
Baseline drive by Gerald McNeil is no good. See if Boyertown can get it up a little bit higher, up to 19. Unable to do so on the Cap, a little floater. 3:52. More good defense, this time Dylan Class. Coach Miller's going to call a full timeout. So, John, big question of the night as we look at Boyertown with a 17-point lead, 3:48 left to go in the game. Couple pieces of hoagie, couple pieces of stromboli, handful of chips. Do I stop and get something on the ride home?
Heck yeah, you stop and get something on the ride home.
Is it a Taco Bell night?
Ooh. I don't know.
John, you know what's happening, though. For the probably, 17th year in a row, New Year's resolution of working out and losing weight.
Isn't it funny how that is every year? We moved the exercise bike that we got up into our bedroom, thinking that we'll do it before we go to bed. And right now I have a pair of pajama pants hanging off of it. I have a new pair of jeans on the seat right now that I didn't feel like putting away, so I just draped them over there.
Well, I'm very, very excited because my son got me, my son that's sitting next to me again, calling on him a lot this evening, got me some resistance bands. for Father's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, that's how long ago it was. And as of now, they've been used to help Max practice to stay on a rope at daycare.
Oh, nice.
Because he usually runs off the rope into traffic. But Jimmy's going to put together a workout plan for me, and after the New Year's dinner, I am going to be working out regularly. And by this time next year, John,
I heard Jimmy. I heard him.
He said I'll be saying the same thing.
Well, I always say that I am on I'm on the Monday diet.
And that is?
It starts on Monday.
I like it. Dylan Class to the line. It's the last one-on-one for Boyertown.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
Another front-end miss. Yeah, this time next year, John, I hope to be quite a bit less. We won't say how much yet. Told you he'll shoot it from anywhere. That was Jake Cap range. 3 minutes left in the game, 17-point lead for Boyertown. I think the Bears can breathe just a little bit easier now. But I do have a feeling, John, you tell me, we got New Year's Eve is Saturday, tomorrow's Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Is tomorrow going to be an off day for the boys?
They probably play...
Well, let me tell you what, regardless of what your opinion is on that, let me tell you what I think they should do.
Okay.
I think they should come in tomorrow. Great baseline pass to Kern. I think they should come in tomorrow and do nothing but shoot foul shots for about 45 minutes.
You know, you have to have that sometimes. You know, you have to have those light days in your schedule. I think
repertoire.
I think we at one time we had a fundraiser one year around this time after the holidays when we came in, and you had to get, it was like one of those, you know, give me 10 cents for every mile I walk, or give me $1 for every mile I walk type thing. We had 2 hours, and the kids had to go out. They had to get pledges. You know, a penny for every foul shot I make, nickel, 10 cents. And we sat here for two hours. They were at a bucket with about 4 guys to a bucket, 3 guys to a bucket, and they just shot foul shots for 2 hours and kept track and went back to these people they got their pledges from and raised some money for charity with all the money that came in with the nickels and pennies and dimes and stuff. It was pretty neat. You know, you're getting some work shooting the ball. You're getting some, you know, community kind of, you know, building in there, which is so much. We talk about basketball a lot here, Jim, amongst, well, other things, but you know, part of the whole process here for your high school student athletes is to, you know, teach them about life, about sports, about teamwork, but also about building something bigger than yourself. You're part of something bigger. You're part of a school community. You're part of a community here in a small town that really embraces their athletes and their sports and their students in general. So stuff like that was always neat to do around this time of year.
John, if we're going with your stat of counting the second end of a one-on-one as a miss, Boyertown's 2 for 10 in the second half.
Yikes.
I believe on the game they're in the neighborhood of 35% from the line. Ryan Tinney going to go to the line to try to help that average, that team average a little bit more. And it looks like Coach Miller is going to empty his bench.
Well, good here that the Bears did not have to overexert Zach Ward a little bit here in the second half. You're hoping that he has a good solid 5 or 6 days to heal up. Hopefully it's just, you know, sprain. I mean, he did come back and play, so you're going to think it's something that he can maybe, you know, ice up and do some treatment on it and get it better. But he's obviously a big part of this team and what they, you know, can accomplish this year. A lot of it's going to run through him. So positive there that they didn't have to overexert him. Absolutely phenomenal third quarter. Maybe you do that tomorrow too, Jim, before you just shoot around. You watch that third quarter, you keep things positive and say, look at all the good stuff that we did to take this tight, tense game into a game that just was totally dominated by us in the second half.
That domination continues now with a 20-point lead, 1:18 left. Got a lot of kids with some varsity, getting some of their varsity experience here. Trey Soto, somebody wanted Trey Soto to take that shot. And we're going to have Ryan Thompson go to the line. Yeah, I think tomorrow's I like that, John. They can put us on a big screen somewhere in one of these classrooms that has the projection. They can listen to us, tell them how wonderful of a court they have. They can debate candy bars as they're shooting foul shots.
Good idea.
You know, a lot of possibilities. They can view victory because it's a very, very positive, uplifting movie.
Or like I said, just watch that one with Will Ferrell being the soccer coach.
It's hysterical. Have you seen that one?
Yes, I think I saw that one, but it was, I got to be honest with you, it was obviously for the Will Ferrell, and you know.
Yeah, that's one of our favorites.
I dealt with the soccer part of it, you know.
We quote that one a lot. 42 seconds left. Looks like Boyertown's going to run this one out. Unless they get somebody all alone underneath the basket with nowhere to go, or if Governor Mifflin fouls. It's going to send Brent Rath to the line, who, John, last night put in a 3 late in the game against Avon Grove. So he's going to try to add to his varsity stat line. Kind of got away from the Trey Kern 1,000-point watch, John. We have to get back on that.
And, you know, I'm not sure. Just looking at Trey Kern, you know, you looked at Jake's brother Jerry when he was a freshman, and you kind of knew that he had a chance to be a 1,000-point scorer. He was just a pure shooter, pure scorer. Trey seems to me right now anyway to be more like a player who's just somebody who is very, very gifted offensively and defensively, but more as somebody who's just going to be a guy who's always in the right spot at the right time. He's a bit more of a role player right now on this team than 1,000-point scorers usually are. So, you know, whatever. If it happens for him, great. But I'm excited, you know, after this season, which is a lot of seniors on this Boyertown team. We're obviously not done with this season yet, and there's still a lot of possibilities for where this team can go. But looking forward, Trey Kern is certainly going to be a big part of this team moving forward next year. This year, though, he is a very, very good complementary role player to what this team has built.
So Boyertown finishes with a 19-point victory. And we'll call them the champions of the Holiday Classic. Why not?
I guess. I think Penn Ridge won both their games and Boyertown won both their games. Who knows? Maybe Penn Ridge and Boyertown meet in the districts, and we can say it's like you know, that's like the Holiday Plymouth final.
That's a great goal to have. As we look at the scoring for Boyertown, another well-balanced output of scoring for the Bears. Ryan Thompson even adding one late off the bench. Dylan Class, pretty quiet tonight in his return, only 2. Trey Kern with 7. Zach Ward with 6. And 3 players in double digits, Richard Black and Ryan Tinney, 14 each. And Jake Kapp over the 20 mark once again. 20 points for the Bears tonight. Jake's continued solid performance offensively for Boyertown.
He's in a stretch right now where he is just being very, very successful at shooting the ball, at driving to the bucket, and really he's even being successful at things that you really didn't think of him doing as a player the last couple of years. He is very active defensively. He's very active on the boards. He has turned himself into a complete ball player this year. And, you know, I don't know if it was, you know, just a lack of, you know, kind of knowing what to do on the defensive end, and it's just kind of another year in the system has kind of shown him what to do. I don't think he's gotten markedly quicker or jumps any higher than he did. He's always been a great athlete, but something has clicked for Jake Kapp this year to make him a very complete ball player, offensively, defensively. He's been the catalyst for the Bears. He's had a great season so far, and the Bears are going to go as far as Kapp and Ward take them. And so far, it's been quite good.
John, the question of the night: are you going to be awake at midnight on Saturday?
So we actually probably, yes, probably.
Is it because of the girls? Or is
no, gosh, no. We find ways to fake it through them. I think, like we go to YouTube and type in, kids ball drop or something, and then we like fake it with them. Actually, let me plug this. Boyertown. We're actually going to visit friends at the Jersey Shore, which is why we're probably going to be up because we'll be with friends. But Boyertown does a real neat thing here for kids. It's about 6 o'clock at night. They have it right in town, where they have Oktoberfest at that back lot there. It's at the Historical Society.
Yeah.
I guess 6 o'clock here is like midnight in Germany.
Okay.
I think.
That sounds about right.
So they have like a little PA Dutch type celebration New Year's. They call it the bear drop. They literally take this big bear, this light up bear, and they at 5:59 or whatever the time is, they count down. And they drop this bear from this big crane. The fire departments are there. You stand around. They give you out, give some noisemakers to you. You count down. You get to 0. You have fun, and then you're home by 6:30, and the kids go to bed. So it's actually neat if you're in the Boyertown area. It's called the Bear Drop, and I would think that they're still having it here on New Year's Eve.
That sounds like a fun time, John. I think that one of the issues of when you've reached adulthood is when you are awake after midnight, or you're awake at. I'm sorry. Let me start again. One of the things about adulthood is when you can't speak. The second thing about adulthood is when you are asleep at midnight at New Year's Eve willingly, or in your sweatpants on the couch at midnight willingly.
I mean, for us, there's no reason. There's just no reason.
It's one of the dumbest holidays or like experiences. Who cares?
Who wants to go there? Who wants to go to Times Square?
Who wants to go to Times Square, I think, is ridiculous. I will say, before Max, I should say. Before Max. Before Danielle and I were married, before her brother and his wife, current wife, were married, we were all still dating. The four of us went down to Philadelphia, Crystal Tea Room, for New Year's Eve.
That sounds very, very gaudy.
It was phenomenal. And, John, we splurged for the VIP tickets. And you know what the VIP tickets got you? John, I walked into this room. I'll tell you what it got me. Okay. I walked into this room with a 6-foot table full of oysters, shrimp cocktail, any type of seafood imaginable for part of your ticket. Everyone else is dancing on the dance floor, silent auctioning it up, and all of it. I had more oysters that night than I think some people have had in their lifetime.
I will say that I think at the Bear Drop, you're going to get more ring bologna and cookies, not shrimp.
And when you say it's a Pennsylvania Dutch New Year's Eve, I'm afraid that I'm going to not get the chicken pot pie that I want. But, I digress. Yeah. Well, we will be back. I don't know when we're going to be back, John. Do you know when we're going to be back?
I think it's Tuesday after the break.
Okay.
The girls play Springford. The boys will play Springford away that day. So big games right after the break.
Right back into pack action. We'll see you here Tuesday night on the NFHS Network. Have a safe New Year's, everyone. Enjoy.